those visuals coming in from inside that CBI court complex. You see Mr. Chidambaram smiling and sort of greeting people that he knows over there as he's taken inside. We can in fact confirm to you at this point that the judge is inside the court, and proceedings may well have started already at this point. The CBI have started, in fact, and the CBI asking, as we have been reporting, for 5 days remand now of Mr. Chidambaram. We were earlier reporting that there were indications that they were going to ask for the maximum possible remand, which is 2 weeks or 14 days, but that hasn't happened. They have asked for 5 days remand. They say that the CBI sources have been telling NDTV that there's an enormous amount of evidence, or given the enormity of the evidence, and there's very little time. This is why they want to pursue the custodial interrogation of Mr. Chidambaram to the fullest extent. Just to remind you of events as they played out yesterday, Mr. Chidambaram being arrested 90 minutes after he made that surprise appearance at a Congress press conference. And throughout the day on Wednesday, his lawyers and Congress colleagues, Kapil Sibal and Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who are currently in the court with him, had tried without luck to get the Supreme Court to hear his petition for interim protection from arrest and get an urgent hearing for that. The court deciding to take up that petition tomorrow. So that's going to happen tomorrow. Mr. Chidambaram, in fact, appearing at that press conference and saying that he was aghast that he was accused of hiding from the law. He says all he was doing was pursuing justice. From that press conference, he drove to his home where CBI teams had already made 2 visits. CBI officials then making their way there once again, even climbing a wall to gain access and then driving their car in. And what followed were very chaotic scenes between the CBI, Police and Enforcement Directorate teams, the media contingent, as well as a group of Congress workers who were there shouting slogans in support of Mr. Chidambaram. He was then arrested and taken to the CBI headquarters, the same building, in fact, that he had been witness to its inauguration back in the day. And that's where he spent the night in lockup number 3, we're told. His questioning beginning this morning, that went on for 3 hours before he was produced at the CBI court. So that brings us up to where we are right now. The CBI seeking 5 days police remand. We have to wait to see if that is granted or not. Their argument has been that the ex-finance minister is not cooperating with the investigating agencies. So, Kirti, if I can come back to you at this point, we were also seeing that massive media contingent present both at the court and all along the way from the CBI complex to the court. And really, so much of this case has been about the very enormous media scrutiny around it, the fact that this is perhaps one of the biggest opposition leaders now in the dragnet of agencies. And opposition leaders will tell you that the process in which all of this has been carried out is suspect. Mamata Banerjee becoming the latest opposition leader to join that chorus. So, Kirti.
Well, yes, Ankita, also we'll just like to give you the updates from what has just happened inside court.
Okay.
They are saying the CBI has just said that Mr. Chidambaram has not been cooperating in the investigation. We want 5 days of custody for Mr. Chidambaram so that the other accused in this particular case, Chidambaram, can be made to sit with those accused as well, and then cross-questioning can be conducted. That is something that we've been telling you earlier as well, because this case involves so many different people that have been investigated in the past as well. Ever since in 2017, the FIR was lodged. Multiple people have been questioned, and there is a huge amount of evidence. So that's the kind of argument that the CBI is also now making in court, saying that Mr. Chidambaram has not been cooperative so far, and there are other accused in the case as well with which we need to question him. So both of these accused will have to be brought together. Those earlier accused will have to be brought in, and then Mr. P. Chidambaram, they'll be made to sit together, and then the CBI officials will carry on the investigation and the questioning, and then they will try to continue the investigation further in the case.